I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, share this electrifying content with the people. Just got home from Fiserv Forum in front of friends and family, watching the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Miami Heat and the refs. We beat the Heat and the refs. That was atrocious by the refs. That was crazy. That was crazy. But guess who was in the building to neutralize the refs? My little baby was in the building today, y'all. She told me when we was down 14. My daughter turned around, looked at me, and said, "Daddy, go Bucks, go, won't lose." She told me we won't lose. I was like, Luna, they cheating us. She was like, "Go Bucks, go, won't lose." Shout out to her. The refs did everything they could to try to take this game away from us. And we stood tall, we bit down, and did what we needed to do to win this game. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not trying to stir nothing up. This is a much different Bucks team after the trade than before the trade. This is a much different Bucks team, y'all. Kevin Porter Jr. is a difference maker. He needs to be re-signed. He is a difference maker. Gary Trent Jr. put in pain today. Dame put in pain. You could tell Giannis wasn't right, but he did what we needed to do. We have enough firepower now. Even when Giannis is not having his best game, we have other players now that can step up consistently. Kuzma's been stepping up. He hit a big three. Kevin Porter Jr. had an amazing stretch in the third quarter. Our two pickups have changed the complete dynamic of this team, y'all. I'm not trying to kick no player that got traded back in. I'm just telling y'all the truth. I'm watching these games. I'm in that arena all the time. The energy is different with this Buck squad now, y'all. The pace is different with this Buck squad. And we can score with anybody now. We can score with anybody, friends and family. Kevin Porter Jr., Kuzma, Gary Trent, they out there getting buckets, ladies and gentlemen. They are getting buckets. This team is scary. If Doc can coach a little bit and we got health on our side, I don't want to say too much, but we got a shot. We got a shot with this squad. We got a shot. I'm just saying, if we're healthy and we keep heading in this trajectory, we're a problem. Man, shout out to the Bucks. Down 14, refs calling any and everything against the Bucks. Flagrant 2. Just you breathe next to Heat, especially against Tyler Herro. Tyler Herro got 40, but hell, he had 20 from the damn free throw line. I mean, they were giving him everything, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. The new look Bucks, hey, we can score. We can score. A little better defensively. Kyle Kuzma is a better defender than I think we thought he was going to be. Kyle Kuzma is a very solid defender. I'm just gonna throw that out there right off the rip. Very solid defender. Man, I'm hyped and charged. Y'all don't even know how frustrated people were in that arena over that officiating. I was just hoping and praying nobody rushed the floor. That's how angry people were in Fiserv Forum today in front of friends and family with the officiating. Like, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. Let's get into these numbers, y'all. I'm going to open up these lines as soon as I can because I know we got to chop this up and poke out our chest with this win because they tried to steal it from us. Bucks win 120-113. Now, I want to address some of the comments I saw in the chat after the first quarter. Oh, it's over already. We're going to lose by 20. What is Dame doing? And what did I tell y'all in the chat? I said, this is the first quarter, and y'all already panicking. We got 3 quarters of basketball. And now look, we here talking about a win, and people thought it was over in the first quarter. Some of y'all got to have some mental toughness. Just because it's a little, it's a little friction doesn't mean it's over. You got to fight through that. You got to fight through the screens. You got to fight through that, Bucks Nation, and believe in this squad. We have a talented roster. Just because we're down in the first quarter does not mean we're going to lose this game. I do agree. We came out lethargic. We didn't have a lot of energy. We looked discombobulated. I definitely agree. But it was only the first quarter. Then look what we did after the first quarter. Bucks #1, you was one of them people too. I'm gonna call you out. You was right away. We got down by a little bit. Like, hey, bro, I told you what was gonna happen. Like I say, I might not be the messenger Bucks Nation wants, but I'm the messenger Bucks Nation needs. I'm gonna tell you the truth. All right, y'all, we won 121-13. As you can see, the scoring, we outscored them in the second quarter. And the third quarter, we outscored them. And what did I tell y'all about the Milwaukee Bucks? If we outscore you in the third quarter, it's over with. It's done. You will not beat the Bucks if we outscore you in the third quarter, because that's your chance. That's when we the Three Stooges and everything else is just doing dumb stuff. And if we don't, and you don't outscore us in the third quarter, you might as well pack it up. Put in the reserves. You are not beating the Bucks. You have to win the third quarter to beat the Bucks. You do not win that third quarter, it's a wrap. Guaranteed, it's a wrap. Andrew Wiggins had 7 of 20 and 20 points. But let me just point this out. Andrew Wiggins had 15 points in the first half, looked like an all NBA player, and then he was mid after. So I do appreciate the defensive adjustment to shut him down. He was cooking. Bam Adebayo had 24 and 7. That's to be expected. Brook cannot defend athletic big, so you know that's going to happen. And then Kale Ware, who should have been a Buck, had 12 points as well. He was doing his thing. Tyler Herro was a volume shooter, 12 of 27, so he didn't even shoot 50%. 3 of 12 from the three-point line. The free throw merchant is what helped him. 13 of 14 from the free throw line. 11 assists, 4 rebounds, 40 points. Definitely had a big game, but they didn't really get too much help from anybody else. I mean, you got Wiggins first half, Bam Adebayo. That's really it. That's really it. Duncan Robinson didn't do anything. They didn't do nothing. They lost. Who cares? They shot 46% from the field, 9 of 31 from the three-point line, which helped us. Taurean Prince had a slow game tonight, only 2 points. Giannis, 11 of 18, 1 or 2 from 3, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, 23 points. Damn, even Giannis, when he's not even healthy, he's putting up some people's career best when he's mid. This is mid for Giannis, and his numbers are still crazy. He's got an injury, man. Giannis is a problem. Giannis is a problem. Kyle Kuzma, very solid performance. 34 minutes, 5 of 12, 2 of 5, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 16 points, and hit a very big three to kind of permanently swing the momentum our way. I'm liking Kyle Kuzma. I've been telling y'all Kyle Kuzma and KPJ, and then I seen some of y'all in the chat. Oh, you glazing. Oh, you glazing. No, I know what I'm talking about. When it comes to this basketball and IT, I'm 100% right all the time. I told y'all Kuzma and KPJ was gonna help this team. And then nostalgia was just y'all couldn't let go of some nostalgia. Now look at your Bucks. Your Bucks look way different now, don't they? Little bit faster, a little bit more athletic. Look like we could be a problem for some people now. Now people might not want to come. They might not want to come to Fiserv Forum just so quickly in the playoffs now with this squad. It's a little different edge to this team now. Pay attention, y'all. This team is changing for the better. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention. Brook Lopez, solid performance, 6 of 11, 2 of 7, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 17 points. Dame played 38 minutes, 9 of 17 from the field, 5 of 12, 5 of 6, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 turnover, 28 points. And Dame started off really slow because I seen a couple of y'all blacking out right away in the first quarter about Dame. And you know Dame is a 4-quarter player. You got to let him, he need time to heat up. And he started heating up in that second quarter and just kind of kept it consistent. I also like to shout out to the Bucks for so many people touching the ball today. I felt like it was good ball movement today. I really felt that way. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in double figures. That's letting me know that a lot of people are touching the ball, and the Bucks are starting to focus on ball movement. Again, this team is elevating. They're evolving. We're watching the Milwaukee Bucks evolve in front of our eyes. From being a slow poke team to playing with some pace, having some athleticism, and some energy players now on this team. This new look Bucks, I'm telling y'all, is a problem. I'm telling you. Jericho Sims had a nice live today. I'm glad he's playing a little bit more. He did do some bonehead stuff out there, and I do get people were frustrated. But again, you have to make mistakes to learn. Nothing is going to be 100% perfect. You're going to have peaks and valleys. You got to throw him out there in the fire so he can figure it out. And I'm not mad at Jericho Sims today at his performance at all. Gary Trent Jr., him and Dame held it down in that second and third quarter along with KPJ. Shout out to Gary Trent Jr. He has been dynamic off the bench. Dynamic. Shout out to him. Gary Trent Jr. has been amazing. Been amazing. Kevin Porter Jr. only played 14 minutes, had 11 points, and they were crucial. Kevin Porter Jr. respectfully should be playing a minimum of 20 to 25 minutes a game. A minimum. I know that's going to throw some other people's minutes off. Kevin Porter Jr. has to play 20 to 25 minutes a game. He's too explosive. He does too much well. He can do it all. He can score on all three levels and he can distribute. And he's another player that puts pressure on the rim. That's why this Bucks team is different now. We put pressure on the rim. We're being aggressive. We're the aggressors now. Dame is starting to take it to the hole more. Kyle Kuzma putting pressure on the rim. Giannis putting pressure on the rim. KPJ putting pressure on the rim. These additions have just manifested our offense and evolved it where we want to see it. We just look so much more aggressive now and dynamic. We shot 51% from the field, 14 to 39 from the three-point line, 18 to 22 from the free throw line. I felt that we should have shot more free throws, but it is what it is. Get to these team stats, but shout the people out, and we gonna get the live started. And I'm gonna put the link for the comments for y'all to join the live here in a minute. So they shot 46 to our 51%. We won the 3-point battle, which was huge. They shot more free throws. Shout out to the refs on the Donahue side of the game. 46 to 40 rebounds. That's okay. Offensive rebounds 10 to 8. That's okay. I'm not mad at that. Assists are the same. Turnovers. Can we give a shout out to the Bucks for only having 9 turnovers? They just had 20 the last game. They only had 9 turnovers today. Protecting the basketball is paramount. Salute to the Bucks for that. Steals, no real big difference. Turnovers, no big difference. Fast break points, no different. Hey, man. Y'all keep telling me Brook play defense, y'all. Y'all keep telling me about Brook and his defense. 60 points in the paint, again, is insane. We got to figure something out there. We definitely got to figure something out there. But an all-around good performance by the Bucks, considering that the refs were definitely not on our side. So I'm proud of the way we played today. Shout out to the Bucks. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. We are the best Bucks chat in the business, best Bucks podcast in the business, y'all. Hit the like button. Let's see who in the building. Let me see who in the building. And then I'm going to open up these lines. What up, Chris B? Brandon King Carter in the building. Robert Brooks. Rigo, I see you. Sadowski, I see you. What up, guy? Got me. Dre West in the building. Greg Delaney. Patricia P, I see you. Scales, what's good, bro? Nikos, what's good? Shout out to Sweden. Milwaukee Ray in the building. I see y'all. Trina, Queens of the chat in here heavy. Boy, mommy, what's good? Foreign land, what's good? Trina, what's good? I see y'all. Hey, y'all feeling good now. Gary Foster, what's good, bro? My boy, humble gentleman, what's good, fam? Hoyt Street E, good to see you, famo. Patricia P, hello, ma'am. My boy Jimmy Roller, Tony Tone in the building. What's goody? Jeff Riley, shout out to the OC. If y'all didn't know, this chat is not just domestic. We are international. It's people from all over the world in this chat. Thailand, United Kingdom, Sweden. Hey, we everywhere. Shout out to the global chat. Shout out to Toronto, too. My homie Monolando up there. What it do? Appreciate all y'all topping in. Robert Walker Murphy, what's good? Appreciate you. Hey, the queens of the chat in here heavy today. What's good? Jonathan Porter, Emerson, K Real. What's good? Daniel Joseph, I ain't seen you in a minute. What up? Ryan Love, what up? Spanish Gatsby is a hilarious name. Salute. Here, I'm putting a link in the chat, and I'm going to go through these comments while wait for people to tap in. Let's get to it. Ben Dave, appreciate you subscribing, bro. Appreciate you. The homie Ed Bizzle is in the building. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the $10 super chat. LA must have some new crack because the front office had to be high giving away Kevin Porter Jr. I love our stars, but the bench is outperforming them low key. It feel like that, right? It feel like that. Shout out to the homie. Hey, we go. Let me just get a couple comments, y'all. Then I'm gonna tap in the legendary VP, the legendary Dr. Smith. My homie Maurice, appreciate you spinning the block with the $10 super chat. As I said before, with the additions of Kuz and KPJ, we have a roster that can get to the finals. We can match up with Boston, Cleveland, and the Knicks. Doc is the only thing that can hold us back. Yo, Maurice, that's what I wanted to say earlier, but I had the whole. I didn't want to get too crazy. That's what I was saying earlier. I didn't want to get too crazy, bro. Salute to you. My homie Monalando in the build, appreciate you with the $2 super chat. Heat used up all their ref powers in the first half. Yo! Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Chris B said this team is new and we're on a little streak. Absolutely. Absolutely. We doing our thing. We are definitely doing our thing, bro. This was an impressive win. What up, Scale? Scale said I told y'all the night of the trade, KJP pickup for Beauchamp was a robbery because he got a serious bag for real. And you did say that, sir. Shout out to Scales. You absolutely did say that. Facts. What up, Miss Walker Murphy? Appreciate the $20 super chat. Keep up the great work. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. I'm going to get to more of this comments, but hey, it's on fire here, y'all. I'm about to tap in the legends real quick. Let's get it started. Tapping in Dr. Smith. Tapping in Bleacher Report Boss. Let's get to it. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. We missing the Bleacher Report Boss. Hold on one second. There we go. Let me give the introduction that you gentlemen deserve. At the bottom left, a very well-respected member of the chat, Dr. Smith. Y'all know. Bottom right, he been here since the beginning. Y'all know him. Hey, Bleacher Report Boss, a.k.a. the VP in the building. We gonna start with Dr. Smith. Let's cook. It's on you, sir.
Oh, my gosh. Yo. So I haven't been on when Scales has been on for a minute, but...
Hey, Scales, tap in if you got time, Scales. Go ahead, tap in, homie. Go ahead.
And salute.
I love that.
Salute
I love
to
that. We
all
calling
the
each other
channel.
on, man. I want to talk to you for a minute. I love that.
You know what I mean? I'm asking just because the man did say Kevin Porter Jr. was the yo. Let me tell you something. Yo,
Bro, that was
let me let Dr. Smith cook. Then we'll get to you, VP. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
Did you see what he did to Tyler Herro?
Man,
Did you see what he did to Tyler Herro? He said, "We not in Milwaukee. Just for 5 seconds, we not in Milwaukee. We on 155th and Frederick Douglass. I know you ain't never been to Rucker Park. You play like you ain't never been to Rucker Park. Welcome to your moment. I'm gonna put you on skates all over this floor. Oh,
in Silver Spring Park, right by the lake, by the little pond.
Go ahead, Dr. Smith. We got you. Hold on one sec. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
Oh my God! When you said that this is a new team, you ain't never lied. How long has it been since we've had someone who can do that? Who can do that? Do you see the punishment that he put on that team once he got on in the third quarter? If I sound like I've lost my voice,
I feel you.
Right? This team put me through it today. This version of the Bucks. For the football fans, you guys remember like the Cardiac Cats?
Yeah.
The Panthers back in the day, every game, their fans were like this.
Right,
at the
that's
beginning
how
of the game, right? And then at the end of the game, it was just play after play after play. They gave you heart conditions. I'm getting too old for this stuff, man. I really am, man. I'm getting too old to be sitting there screaming at our team because of how much points we're letting go in the paint. and I said, Brooke, I just came on. I was singing your praises. I was off your neck.
I'm back
I'm
on
gonna
it.
give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's the entire team. But then I started zeroing in on him. I'm seeing this dude do these baloney closeouts. I'm seeing him do baloney recoveries. I said, no,
Preach.
it's you all over again. Right back to square one, Brooke. Thank you. Let's hope that the next game you can rediscover whatever it is that you lost in the previous game.
It ain't
To
nothing
his
to
credit,
discuss.
though,
I just want to just piggyback off of that real quick, Dr. Smith. The issue is the player that he was playing before was around his size and his speed. Bam
yeah,
Adebayo and
was
Kel
working
Aware are athletic bigs. They dropped about 40 between the two of them. You know what 36 between the two of
was
them.
working.
Working,
To his
working, bro.
credit, to his credit,
Mm-hmm.
he did begin to recover toward the end of the game. The Bucks began to recover toward the end of the game, right?
Facts.
And leave it to Kevin Porter Jr. to be the first to unlock Jericho Sims on
Mm-hmm.
the. I can't say enough about this version because I truly believe, and I could be wrong. It's obviously something that we'll never
Mm-hmm.
know, but I truly believe that the previous version of the Bucks lose this game, just like the previous
I
version
agree
of
with
the.
you, but I just want Bucks Nation to know we're not taking a number two on the previous Bucks team. We're just saying that you can see there's genuine improvement in this team after the trade. That's all I want to say. I just don't want to make it seem like we kicking the old Bucks back in because we're doing good now. It's you can see it. That's all I
Yeah,
want to
well,
say. Go ahead.
and it's the scrap. It's the scrap because it's not all the time in like overwhelming skill. Although Kevin Porter Jr. is like
On
overwhelming. I don't.
on
Has he ever played this good? Like has
You
he
got
ever
before his
played this?
incident, he was averaging 20 points a game.
I mean, but he's considered. There are other things to take into consideration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Consider the fact that he does not know the playbook. He does not know the playbook. Does he look lost out there? Because he doesn't look lost to me.
Right.
I'm grading on a curve, right? You could be averaging 20 points a game, but you know the playbook. So it's like I know
Right.
the answer. This man went into the test without studying, and he's doing this. He said, "Let me." What he did to Tyler Hero is like there are levels to this display. Like you know what I mean? Like that
Right.
you
And,
not the
and,
ball
and
player.
speaking of that, look at Kerry comment. I don't think Ajax is going to get minutes because Porter is just better. Simple. It's that simple. We don't have to get it to any specifics. It's that
I,
simple.
I'll go one step further. If Torian Prince is not careful, Torian Prince is going to fall out because Torian Prince played absolutely doo doo today.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely doo doo. So I mean, if you don't figure it out, brother, like you have to do more than that. That's the problem, or the plight of the specialists on the team, right? The guys who they don't really have a ton of imagination outside. So you're here for one thing, the 3 and D guys and whatnot. When that 3 ball is not going in, what value are you adding to the team? Torian Prince, the shot wasn't going in, and it was like, why are you even here tonight, bro? Go
Yeah.
home. You know what I mean? Big props to Gary Trent Jr.
Thank you.
when the team was kind of lost in the wilderness and we needed just to hold on until they figured it out. Gary Trent Jr. was the one, he was like the bridge. But
Yep.
once it started to happen, it's been so long since I've seen an onslaught like that. It was like a train ride, like you know what I mean?
When
It was
But now we have a team. This is what I was. This is why this team is better now. We have more players now that can go on what I call individual runs. Giannis can go on an individual run. Dame can go on an individual run where they run off 6, 7 straight points. KPJ has the ability to do the same thing.
right.
Along with Kyle Kuzma, we haven't had this much firepower before. I'm not a prisoner of the moment. If you assess our championship roster to this roster, player for player is better. Player for player is better. I'm just keeping
Our
it
ability to
real.
scrap, our ability to scrap in a scrappy game, I don't think that we had the ability to scrap. I think that previously we had a ceiling. So previously on a different night, someone had asked the question, "Do you think that this Bucks team is better than the previous version?"
Mm-hmm.
I truly don't know if we are more. skilled, but I think that the ceiling is higher because we can win games like this. It's not always going to be pretty, but when one of the
We
things that
got
I
more
was really,
dog in us now. Let's just tell the truth. Don't
yeah,
sugarcoat it. Hey, Dr. Smith, we got dog in us now. We got some more fight.
and the ability to find a win around when the shot is not just always going down, when it's not smooth, when it's not
Mm-hmm.
like I had said before that there were versions of the Bucks where it seemed like we were just brushing our waves
Mm-hmm.
and we just out there trying to look cool and smooth and we could do that, and it didn't always translate to when it got ugly. The Heat are not a more skilled team than us.
Right.
But their scouting report is we're just going to run right at these guys. Run, 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 right? This
But that doesn't work
play
now.
with
First
a more
quarter,
violent level of
hard.
intensity. And in the beginning, it was working. After the first quarter, we were losing 37 to
Yeah, we were
23. This one I'm
sleepwalking in
losing my
that
voice.
first quarter. The whole team, I'm not going to point at any specific person. The whole team was sleepwalking in the
37
first quarter.
first
You,
quarter.
you, you see what I'm saying? But the fight afterwards, and it's not always like the perfect way to describe it is like Kyle Kuzma. There was a play, it was perfectly run. Kyle Kuzma gets the ball, he pump fakes, gets his defender up in the air, drives to the rim, and goes to do a floater, and it doesn't go in. That is like the current version of the Bucks. It's not always going to be pretty because on the very next play down the court, we got the rebound, we sealed them out, and we came back up in the court. It's like a dog fight, like you know what I
Right.
mean? It's like a rock fight, but we're better equipped for the
There it
rock
is.
fight.
There it is. That I like that right there. We're more
Because it
equipped
took
to
me a
handle
while to
different
articulate it.
situations. We're
Right.
definitely more equipped now. Yeah.
It took me a while to articulate it. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's hard to describe. I don't know that we're as smooth as we used to be, but we are a team that will sit. There is no. We're more in Giannis's image now.
There we go. Yep. Hold
Giannis
on
is
one
not a
second,
smooth
Dr.
player.
Smith. Let me just get some of these super chats before we get too deep off into. Hold on one second.
Yeah, yeah.
78 Sports TV, my dude, LDBC General. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Salute Bucks Nation. Drafting Marjan was the best move by Horse. We traded a Buick Century for a 2025 Corvette Stingray.
This,
KPJ is that dude. Yo! Shout out. I got two more. Hold on, Dr. Smith. Hey, that's 100% valid, 78. 100%. Maurice, appreciate you spinning the block with the $10 super chat. AJ Green is playing way too many unproductive minutes. Doc has to pull the plug. If he's not making shots because he's a liability on defense, KPJ should have taken some of AJ Green's minutes tonight. That's valid. One
but there's a
more.
bunch of players that you can say that about,
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
but
right?
Yep, fair. Maurice, one more time with the $5 super chat. That's the damn problem. Doc Rivers don't have a playbook. Shaking my damn head. Fortunately, like Dr. Smith said, KPJ don't need one. Facts. Shout out to
but
Maurice. Facts.
okay, because every time he was about to get the ball and shoot, they was on him like one on right. They was not giving that man no space
Right.
to shoot. Go ahead, go
But
ahead.
yeah, that's the thing though. He extends the defense and it gives people lanes to penetrate too. Even if AJ Green is out there as a decoy, you have to respect it.
But you see the way he was just described? I could use that exact same description
Mm-hmm.
for Torian
And
Prince.
Prince,
Like
yep.
I said, it's the plight of the specialist. So we have guys on the team that are like 3-and-D guys, right? Go out in the corner and shoot the three, but they're not really imaginative. They're not really creators on offense and whatnot. And so if someone doesn't break down and create for them, there's not a ton that they could do. The previous version of the Bucks, we had all of that. Chris Middleton was supposed to be that guy to help us create, but unfortunately Chris Middleton's skills were declining, his body was declining, and he just wasn't able to do it. This is no knock on Chris Middleton, but when you get someone like a KPJ, like I don't need for you to create the offense for me. I will create the offense for me. I said it in the last one. When you punish a team that badly in the mid-range game, you force them to collapse on you. The very next play after KPJ puts Duncan Robinson on
Doug
skates,
Robinson, yeah. Mm-hmm.
what happened? They collapsed on him, and he was the first one to find Sims on the lob play. Sims comes, he picks, he rolls, and he's the first one to do it out of everybody that's been out there. And we had some lousy attempts at alley-oops today. There was one where Damian Lillard did connect with Giannis, and there was one where I don't know who he was passing to as far as trying to get to Giannis and whatnot, right? So a rock fight. It was not pretty. There are a lot of things that you could say, all right, well, that didn't look good at all. That didn't look good at all. But the fact that in a game that could be ugly and we still find a way to outfight a team that's all Miami had. Miami's not more skilled than us, but Miami, their scouting report is to outfight the Bucks because that's what you could previously do to the Bucks. When you see Brook Lopez doing cockamamie
Dr. Smith
closeouts
is
and
spitting
whatnot,
right now.
that's how you beat the Bucks. You're not going to outskill them. A lot of these teams, you're going to outfight them. The Bucks team, skill-wise, leaving Kevin Porter Jr. out of it. Skill-wise, we might have done this, but fight-wise, we went like way up here. Like, you know what I mean? So it's different. It's a different feel. It's like a sneaker with a different feel. But I'm enjoying it. I'm really looking forward to it because I thought that the previous version of the Bucks had hit their ceiling, and they weren't going to go any higher.
Thank you.
Right? This version of the Bucks, I think, has a much higher ceiling than the previous one. Much higher ceiling.
No,
we have multiple guys crash the boards and then keep guys out of it and whatnot. There was a
before you
I'll
one second, Dr. Smith, I just want to make sure we introduce the living legend in the bottom right hand corner. Y'all know who this gentleman is, Mr. Cool. I just want to make sure we shout you out. Carry on, then we're gonna go to Bleach Report Boston and go to Mr. Cool. Appreciate you tapping in, Mr. Cool. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
So I just wanted to address the comment because it kind of leads into the point that I was making. Right?
Okay.
Respectfully, KGK5. Sims is worthless. He's another Lopez, except he can't shoot threes. He's timid, going for rebounds, and can't score. Here's my rebuttal to that. There were definitely some plays where I was upset with Sims, right? But then, almost as soon as I started yelling at Sims on the court, like, come on, young brother, this is what you did. I mean, you were right there.
Right.
You saw the guy cutting on defense. I then saw Sims moving his feet out on the perimeter. I saw Sims shutting down lanes. I saw Sims going up for rebounds. I saw Sims doing things that like Bobby Portis could not do.
Hey,
going out there and playing
we're
on the
doing
perimeter.
all of this without Bobby Portis. Let's be clear too. We're winning these games without Bobby Portis big. So that just lets you know about the firepower. I'm no disrespect to Bobby, but we putting in work without Bobby.
So respectfully to KJ K5, salute, brother. Thank you for joining the chat, but I disagree with that. There were plays where he did mess up, and then I saw him adjust and be a contributing member to a team that needed to rock fight their way back into this game. He contributed to that. I just ask that you go back, if you have the ability, to go back and look at that third quarter, late third quarter, early fourth quarter again, and look at Sims and come back after that. If you still feel the same way, then I can't convince you because I just saw something different. That's all I'm saying.
And speaking of that, you up here next, VP. I just want to get this super chat because it's addressing what Dr. Smith was just saying. Maurice appreciates you with the $10 super chat. Despite his athleticism, Sims has failed to get NBA minutes in his career because he is a poor rebounder. I don't expect him to score, but he must set screens, defend, and rebound to be on the floor. I agree with that.
Late third quarter.
Shout out to Maurice.
Early fourth quarter. Late third quarter, early fourth quarter. That's all I ask. Is go back and look at the late third quarter, early fourth quarter. Look at Sims. Zero in on him. Now that you know the score of the game and you're not like hectic or whatever, and you could just watch single players, I just ask you to watch him and how he's able to stay up with a team that in the very beginning was playing faster than us, playing with more pace than us, playing more violent than us, getting to the ball faster than us.
Right, punking us. We were getting punked. We were getting punked.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but we were getting punked.
And then we fought back. So we were definitely getting backed and punched into our corner. But when we started punching back and forcing that fighter back out to the middle of the ring, he was a part of that. Just look at the end of the third quarter, early fourth quarter. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, it's on you, VP. Let me just get to my man. Shout out to Chitty. When I see something like this, I gotta hit the siren. Hey, it's all good. Chitty said Dame had a great game today. Do y'all know how rare that is? Shout out to Chitty. All right, it's on you, VP. Then we gonna get to the living legend, Mr. Cool. It's on you, VP.
Man, okay, they had a bad first quarter. They gave up 37 points, but the Bucks every quarter after that, so that's their lead to win the game. And then KPJ, oh my God, he took over in the fourth quarter. Even
Mm-hmm.
when he just took over, get everybody else involved. I'm just scales, man. Tell me how the Clippers just gave him away. He just gave him away like that, and the guy can hoop. And I
I
just
think somebody was mentioning it before too with KPJ. They didn't have enough minutes for him, and he was getting frustrated. And if they get Marjan Beauchamp, he ain't gonna complain. He in LA getting paid. He can sit on the bench. It ain't gonna be no problem. KPJ is a real hooper. He want to get out there and hoop. As you can
man,
see, scoring double figures in 14 minutes, putting in pain, bro. I
man,
thank you, Clippers.
I mean, they're running the floor like the first three quarters. We was expecting they was doing. They were trying to run. But at that third quarter, I think the Bucks like, okay, they want to run us down the court. We're gonna run with them. Then they start running down the court on them. It was like Giannis knew what he was doing with everybody else trying to run up and down. And we gonna talk about the refs. The refs are just horrible this game. I know they call some calls. I know they try to do some phantom calls to give us back, but it's just that they were trying to move momentum. But the fight that the Bucks had in that third, fourth quarter, say it all. Like this, I mean, I'm not trying to put any back in about
Right.
anybody else. I'm just saying this team right now, you can't just sit there and go, oh, I'm going. Okay, we're going against the Bucks. Like, oh shoot, this team gonna give me a fight tonight. Like,
That's the difference right there. You know now if you play the Bucks, it's gonna be a war. You're not gonna
They
just come up
fight
here
back.
yeah, we gonna fight now. We gonna fight.
and I love it. I'm loving it. And this was like we always said, March coming up is gonna be some heavy hitters coming. And you know what? We should be ready. I just want this team to continue to do what we should be doing, playing against good teams and getting quality wins against good teams. That's what we need. And Jericho Sims, I'm going to go real quick. I understand people getting upset that he's not scoring, but what he's doing is even better with Bobby Portis. So yes, we love Bobby Portis' offense, and I do not deny. I'll miss that. I missed it a little bit in this game, but what I did not miss it was Sims
Salute to
getting
Bobby.
guys getting out the way. They weren't getting these shots. They had to do more jump shots. It was like third, fourth quarter. Sills was helping the Bucks making the guys shoot jump shots. They were just hitting them. But at the same time, you make them miss shots, eventually you're gonna start missing. That's what happened early in the fourth quarter. And now the Bucks were just running down the court. I love that Sims got a dunk just to get him involved.
Finally.
Only just get that man more involved. Do some more like they was doing with Kel Ware. Kel Ware was doing that's all he was doing. Dunking. Yeah, he could shoot a little bit, but all he was doing was doing dunks on guys. You gotta get that going with Sims. So I understand you're gonna have to get used to these players, but KPJ. Woo! Lordy, Lord,
For
Lord,
Marjan
man.
Beauchamp. For
Man.
Marjan Beauchamp. So you got the Jimmy Butler who went up to the Warriors, who's just fit like a glove up there, right? I think that's probably like the best move that I've seen anyone make. You have the Luca for Anthony Davis. Is Anthony Davis out for the rest of the season?
You know he is. You know he is.
Okay. So the
You
Lakers
know he is.
essentially fleeced Dallas, right? You
Right.
know what I mean? Although I don't know that they saw that coming, but no one's surprised by it either. And I think quietly, right there, we're the third best. We have someone that leads our second unit in KPJ for a player that no one would have been surprised if he got cut, just outright cut in Marjan
Mhm.
Beauchamp. No disrespect to Marjan, it just didn't fit. And for him, just player for player, we have someone who's leading our second unit who
I'm
is
sorry.
probably good enough to be in our starting unit. And the only reason that he's not the two guard is because I think he's better suited to lead the second unit and give us direction there. Like he's our fifth, he's in our top five. He's in our top four, really, as far as best player right now. He's balling that well in his opening moments in Milwaukee. Like for Marjan Beauchamp, that's it.
That's it. No sauce. No
Crazy.
sazon.
I want to one more point for Mr. Cole. We was like, remember before this trade happened, what we was talking about? It was like why guys ain't coming in the hole. Everybody want to shoot the ball. Now you got Jay going to the hole. Now you got Kuzma going to the hole. You got everybody wants to go to the hole now. And now create more shots for everybody else. What else I gotta tell you, man? Everybody's trying to run now. They're trying to run. That's all we need to do. Now Giannis only scored like 23 points. And we
That's
still can
beautiful.
say,
Play 24 minutes and we still won.
yeah, he played 32. But
Yeah, 32. My bad. Yeah, 32. Yeah.
But still, they was making sure they had him on that bench for a little bit, and then when the 8-minute mark, Roz ran in that game, and that was the rest of history. But the Bucks gotta continue this. I don't want Dame get too much. No, we have to have them. I want everybody else keep getting involved like this. Have Giannis, Dame have like 25 points plus a
We had
game.
6 people in double figures. That means the ball was moving. I know people were concerned when Giannis come back if the ball was gonna stick in Giannis's hands. Again, I don't want anybody to be unhealthy, but sometimes when you're just sitting on the bench watching the game, it allows you to dissect it a little differently than if you're on the floor. And maybe while Giannis was sitting those games and watching how the Bucks were playing with the ball movement, he was like, "This is working. Maybe I should just continue doing that." And that's what it looks like. He looks like he's making the decision to move the basketball a few times before just going straight to the hole. Like Giannis had some nice assists today. I thought he played very well and smart offensively. I mean, he so the threes. I know y'all don't like it, but he hit the first one, which means he bought himself a second one, and then he didn't go any further. He missed that, and that was it. You know what I'm
Can
saying?
I
So I'm
say
okay with
something
that.
about that though? The day that I come up to Milwaukee, because it's gonna happen, right? The day that I come up to Milwaukee, I'm gonna buy an expensive enough seat so that you hear me on camera. Giannis, stop shooting those, and that's when they kick me out of the arena. Threes, right? Stop shooting the blood clot threes. Stop it, man. Stop it. You know what I mean? Stop it. But he did hit the first one. You know what I
He
mean?
did. That's
That
why I
that
said he
is
bought himself one. He bought himself one. Hey, Mr.
yeah.
Cool, before you start, I'm getting some feedback from you. So if you could turn I don't know if you got the live on in the background, just a 10, we'll be good. All right,
I
hold
just
on 1 second. Let me just adjust this sound real quick. Hold on 1 second. All right,
um,
it's on you, Mr. Cool.
All right. Hello, gentlemen. Excited about our big win. I'm going to jump ahead 20 games if I can,
Uh-huh.
because I want to address what I'm looking down the road at. I try to look ahead, and that is Bobby Porter's playing with uh, with Porter, because we can't have Bobby Porter's coming into the games isoling. We need the ball in Porter's hands. So somewhere we're gonna have to figure that out before we get to that point. I'm just throwing that out there. You cannot take the ball out of Porter's hands when he comes on
That's
the
a big
floor.
fact.
You cannot. And we know that Bobby likes to go in that ISO, and the coaches like him to go to that ISO and dump it to him, and he dribble, and hold the ball. I can't. We can't have that with Porter's out there. Just can't. So anyway, I'm just throwing that out there for down the road. um, Also, I was wrong. You guys are right about Sims. Sims can help us, and he can help us now. I thought he gave us quality minutes, so I was wrong.
Facts.
I will admit it. You
Because
guys
you're a
are right
grown
about
man.
him. I watched how he played. He helped us several times defensively, really well today, really well. And he can move and rebound. He'll get rebounds. I'm not worried about that. He's active, and he
Yes,
put
yes.
pressure on them, helped on some traps, got in good position defensively, forced a
that's
couple turnovers. So I'm very pleased with his play. Very pleased. I got no issue with him giving me 20 minutes a game. None. Because Lopez, especially in the first half, was terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible.
He
Oh
was
my
a
gosh.
cone out there, barbecue chicken.
And,
He was Kellen Ware scoring left and right, Bam scoring left and right. They was taking turns, literally. The bigs were just taking turns scoring.
and I
It was
always
horrible.
try to defend Lopez. Today I can't. His defense was horrendous today. I don't know what he had to eat or what he was doing, but he couldn't move at all today defensively. So it was good we had
I,
Sims available to give us some good minutes.
did you think he got better in the second half? Maybe I'm remembering something that didn't happen. I thought Brook started playing a little bit better.
A little bit. He still just can't. He's either a average to below or terrible defender Today he was a terrible defender. He's
Yeah,
never going to be above average, but
he
he was
was in
always
the
at a
first
certain
half.
level.
That was horrible. It was hard to watch in the first half, for
But I
sure.
mean, guys were just everybody was blowing by. Everybody was blowing by him, and that was
Oh.
and then what's his name? Just Bam just cooked him all game long. Jeez, all game.
It's a
And I,
bad
and I
match.
think Bam had a good game, so I'll give Bam credit. But Lopez was no resistance at all with him, so that was really hard to watch. Really hard to watch.
Big. This is another athletic bid that he's gonna struggle against.
Yeah. But here's what Porter does for us. Porter changes our team because we now become an entirely different team when he comes in than what we normally are. We normally are kind of Giannis and Dame handling the ball and spot up shooters around him. That's kind of what we've been all year. All of a sudden, this guy comes in and we are totally different because he can handle the ball so well, create so well, create his own shot, create shots for other people. He reads the defense. I'm gonna tell you what. If I were just evaluating skills, he's got all-star skills. He's
Facts.
athletic. He can defend. He can handle the ball. He sees open people. He makes the players around him better. He makes the game easy for everybody.
No,
Now, how
I
many
agree.
minutes he played? His minutes need to increase. Have to increase for us.
No, I definitely agree. So a question I got for you first, Mr. Cool, then we go to VP, then to Dr. Smith. How do you feel that Kuzma is fitting on the team right now? Do you think it's been a seamless transition? I don't want to say that, but I feel like that. I want to ask y'all first. What do you think how Kuzma's played with us, Mr. Cool?
What? Kuzma's been outstanding. He's been a perfect fit. A perfect fit. I got no complaints at all about what he brings to the table. I thought today, because Giannis and Dame being out there, I don't know how much he's played with both of them on the floor at the same time. I think he deferred today. I think his mindset was let those guys do it.
He still
kinda
had
stepped back a
16
little bit.
though, Mr. Cool. He still had 16.
No, I know, but I mean, early on, I think he kind of stepped back and kind of
Right.
let them kind of do their thing, and then he kind of asserted himself later on as the game went on. But no, he's a great fit for our team. He brings another dimension that we need. That just that wing guy that can just take off the dribble on a rebound and go and run the floor. He's kind of at times I was watching the broadcast by Miami Heat. They got him confused with Giannis when he was coming up the floor.
Yeah, because he be out right now. That's funny. That's actually funny.
So that's my take on him.
VP, what you think about your Kuzma assessment so far?
And perfect fit. I mean, when the trade first happened for Kuzma, everybody was pretty much going off saying, "Oh, what are we doing with this guy?" And I kept saying to myself, "I know Kuzma wants championship, so he wants and then he was just not happy. He wanted to play for good players, and I think once he knew coming to the Bucks, he would love to come to Milwaukee, and he's here now, and he's a model citizen. The fans are embracing him. He's enjoying their embracement. He got engaged. He's happy. That's one thing. I'm not saying to say, but once you're happy in your mind, everything's going. You know what you got to do, and your mindset is, I want to win a championship because that's all I want to do is win another one. Like we can't forget he played in the finals. He played in the finals before.
He got a chip. He has a chip.
He know where it takes to go in there. So to watch him play, he just got so much energy. And Giannis like looking around like, oh, I got somebody else getting wrong with me. Okay, he's all hyped about that. And I just think that he fits so much well with this team. And when days that days that you don't want Giannis playing every, want him get like 30 game, have him get like 25 points, they can do that. The goal is to make sure Giannis Antetokounmpo go to the playoffs. That's our main goal. Make sure we win enough games, Giannis rest up, and be ready for the playoffs. But this is what we said last year. We said year before. We just need somebody to relieve Giannis for having too much minutes. And I think today it showed why we said that. Giannis only had 23 points, but this team still dominated in the fourth quarter. Let that sink in. They took the lead with Giannis and Dame on
the bench.
Let that
That's a
sink
great point.
Go ahead.
Amber, one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. You mentioned earlier about the dog. Kuzma and Porter has got dog in them.
Correct.
They compete so hard. Trent Jr. competes so hard. We've been always too many nice guys on our team. We need some guys like that. Not Portis, because he cuts butts on. He's a little bit crazy. I need tough dudes that compete, that will compete and get in people's space and just be a dog like that.
Right.
And they bring that element that we didn't have that before.
Correct. No, that's a fact. Dr. Smith, what's your take on Kuzma?
So I seen a comment by our friend Eliza, whose commentary I always enjoy, right?
Right.
She said something to the effect of, if Chris would have got 16, 3 and 3, would have been a slander fest for Chris. Here's the difference between the two, right? In my opinion, because I'm not professing to be right or be the authority on this, right? But here's how I feel about that. I don't look, even though it's a player for player swap, I don't look at Kyle Kuzma to give me what Chris Middleton gave me. I'll say it again. If Chris Middleton was still playing at his best, you don't make the trade. I think Chris Middleton at his best is better than Kyle Kuzma at his best. But Chris Middleton was no longer at his best. And one of the things that he was missing was the ability to consistently, and it's not because of lack of desire. This is why I'll always respect Chris. But to consistently be able to fight in games like this just because he didn't always have it. What I see in Kyle Kuzma is he gives us a better ability to fight in these moments. It isn't pretty. Like I said, there was a play where he went to the baseline and missed a bunny, and I'm sitting there screaming. But the very next play on the other end of the court, he was the one to go and get that rebound and then start the fast break. That's kind of like the Kyle Kuzma experience so far, right? It's like he's
joking. She's joking. Like, why you call me out like that?
No, because I read your commentary.
Right.
Because I read your commentary. Because I'm a fan of what you say. Because I'm a fan of what you say, Elijah, right? To me, Kyle Kuzma, if he were a fighter, his jab isn't pretty, but it lands. Right? You know what I mean? And so it lands. He's not the most technically sound fighter, but he will dog you. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what I like. So if I could make this comment, if it makes sense, because it's something I've been thinking about. I felt like previous versions of the Bucks have been more complimentary to Giannis, whereas this version of the Bucks is more Giannis's image, if that makes sense.
Good point.
There are dogs out there who are scrapping and fighting. We have multiple guys who will crash the boards and get rebounds. You don't think that's important? That's how we got back in this game, right? When the Miami Heat started missing, to limit them to one-shot opportunities and get the ball out, and then, like you said, Mr. Cool, get the ball in your creator's hands. Get the ball in Kevin Porter's hands. Get the rebound, Kevin Porter take it. Get the rebound, Kevin Porter take it. Like, you know what I mean? That onslaught that we did got us back in the game, and he is able to do. He gives us a better ability to fight against some of these other teams that had been giving us trouble, to the point where we were almost completely blanked out. We're getting whitewashed against Cleveland. We're getting whitewashed against New York. We got whitewashed against Boston. A large part of that is because of those moments.
Let me just say one more thing, and I got to go, guys.
Okay.
Chris Middleton didn't even play tonight. He's on that ankle thing going again. Kuzma gives us 30-plus minutes. We can't have Middleton off and on like that. That just wasn't going to work. And he's still in that same, physical situation. So
I love Chris
because we have Kuzma playing.
I love Chris. I love Chris Middleton. I love him. That's one of my absolute favorite Bucks. But it was very similar to watching Charles Woodson at the very end of his time with the Packers, right? At what point do you have to have the conversation with one of your favorite people and say, we have to move on to what's next? It's hard. It's a hard conversation to have, but you have to have it. And the player, a lot of the time, I think you got to give these guys more credit. They know. They know when it's time. Like, it's just time. Like, I can't do what these guys can do. I'll say it again. At their best, no, Kyle Kuzma is not the player that Chris Middleton was at his best. Chris Middleton at his best was like maybe second-tier superstar at his best. You know what I mean? Kyle Kuzma's not that, but Kyle Kuzma, what he can give us, allows us to fight with the established monsters of the current league right now, who are the current monsters in the Eastern Conference this year? The New York Knicks, who beat us because
Back
they
skills.
outpaced us. The Cavaliers, who beat us because they outpaced us. The Celtics, who beat us because they outpaced us. This game, Miami was outpacing us. This game, they forced us to play at a faster pace than we were comfortable with. You saw certain guys really struggling with that, and then we made the adjustments, and all of a sudden we could go toe to toe with these guys. So when they started to miss, our skill took over, and we were no longer missing. We have people who can finish in dogfight situations. That fast break where Giannis got the ball and Andrew Wiggins, you thought was creeping, was going to steal the ball, only to realize that Giannis saw him the entire way, spun around the initial defender, long walk to the rim. Like, we have the ability to do that kind of stuff in a dogfight.
Yes, sir.
And when we have other players that can complement
Okay, you gotta go.
Giannis
All right, Mr. Cool. Hold on 1 second. All right, Mr.
Sorry,
Cool.
sorry,
Appreciate
Mr.
you,
Smith,
Mr.
didn't mean to
Cool.
interrupt you. I gotta go, guys. See you,
All
Dan.
right, bro. I
Take care.
appreciate you, Mr.
Salute,
Cool.
salute.
Let me just switch this up before we continue here. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
I'm actually going to go here pretty soon too. So
Okay.
I like I said, I definitely think Kevin Porter Jr. is a massive upgrade in skill, right? Because he has given us maybe not all of what obviously what Chris Middleton could give us, but it's similar as far as his mid-range game and his decision making, right? He's kind of replaced that. I don't know if he's replaced it to the level that Chris Middleton was at
Right.
his best, but he is playing some phenomenal basketball in
No, I
these
agree.
moments, right? And then we've got Kyle Kuzma, who I don't know who to compare him to the previous versions of the Bucks. We didn't have a player like that.
Nope.
Someone had described him as a Swiss Army knife. That's what he is.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? He can go out on the perimeter and defend. He's crashing the boards. I can crash to the rim. Every now and then he might surprise you with a three. He's not to the point where I'm yelling at him like I would yell at Giannis when he shoots a three. He's not that bad yet. I would prefer that he not shoot threes, but he has some offense. But to me, he is. If there are other good creators on the court, I think his offense can be, multiplied that much more. I just think that we have an ability to fight better. Like, you know what I mean? It's that's the best way I could describe it. We're just a better rock fighting team.
No, I
You
agree.
know?
Hold on 1 second. Got the homie Maurice back in the super chat. Appreciate you, Maurice, with a $10 super chat. Oh, hold on. That's the old one. Hold on. You got two more up here. Hold on. Appreciate you with the $10 super chat. Shout out to my YouTube uncle, Mr. Cool. When a man can admit to being wrong or have a change of perception, he gains the respect of the tribe. We all should follow his example in the chat. Respect Uncle. Salute for that one. Salute, bro. Salute. Then we got one more. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Now that we have Kuz and KPJ to bring the ball up the floor against pressure, along with Giannis, we're now finally equipped to deal with teams denying the ball from Dame and hounding him up the court. Great comment. And if you've noticed, since we've gotten KPJ and since we've gotten Kuzma, we haven't gotten full court press, have we? No full court press. This is what I
There's
was
certain
trying to.
things you can't do. Right.
Yeah.
There's certain things you can't do anymore easily with us. Like, you know what I mean? Where you could before.
People was trying to clown me. Remember coming in the chat talking crazy about me saying that we need to move away from Middleton. He's deteriorated too much.
That comment, I heard him say that. Marcus said, I mean, if you didn't hear on the live, he said that Marcus Johnson, I was watching the game, and just stop tapping the ball and just grab it. I was like, I've been saying that.
Right.
Grab the rebound.
But people have their sentimental favorites.
Yeah,
It's
they do.
like,
But that's the thing, though. That's the whole point. That what I use the name is Amara's logic. I only think logical. 1 + 1 can only equal 2. 1 + 1 can never equal 3. And I think some of y'all with the nostalgia, you made 1 + 1 equal 3. And we was going back and forth all year until this trade. I was telling y'all from the beginning of the year, we need to move away from Chris Middleton. The NBA is too fast now. I gave so many examples. Athleticism. He can't bring the ball up the court like he used to. Y'all were trying to kill me. I let it go. I took it like a G and slid. I just took it like a G. But now we here. So now I got to poke my chest out a little bit because this is what I've been telling y'all. Y'all kept wanting to believe in something old. And the nostalgia is what held y'all back. That's why I had to stand 10 toes down on what I was saying. Now look at the comment section. Now look at what the people are saying. Oh, we're happy to get Kuzma. Oh, we're happy to get Kevin Porter Jr. Hey, y'all, when I'm telling y'all something, I've thought it through 100 different ways already before it came out my mouth. That's why I stand on it and don't deviate. You have people coming in this chat with WWE tactics, trying to call me crazy. Now look. Now look.
But you don't even. But you don't pay them.
No,
You
no,
gotta
no,
get
no.
paid.
I'm just saying though, in general, it wasn't just that people in the chat here though was like, how could you want to trade Middleton? He's done so much for this organization and team. He won us a championship. Sometimes you gotta move on. Sometimes you gotta move on. If
Just
something is
let the results speak for
deteriorating, you
themselves.
have to move on. We're a much more dynamic team now, Bucks Nation. This is what I was trying to tell y'all and prepare y'all for. Whenever we were gonna move on from Chris Middleton, this team energy was going to move up exponentially. Now look at the team that you call your Milwaukee Bucks. We're a real threat now, and we're only going to get better over time, and we don't even have Bobby back yet. We maybe, no disrespect, before this trade, our ceiling was maybe getting out of the first round. Maybe
Come
getting
on.
out of the first round, possibly second.
I got a quote for you, Amber. We got rid of the Rockies, and we got Clipper Lanes on our team now. We got hungry.
Yeah,
Tired.
I like that. I like that we got Clever Lag, right. He ready
Yeah,
to eat.
yeah. Ain't
Hungry.
Go
nothing
ahead,
pretty
Dustin.
about it. I would say just and then I'm gonna go right. I
Okay,
would
it's
just
all
say
good.
consider this right. Some of the guys that we find ourselves complaining about a lot. Again, not saying that we disdain them personally. I don't even know these people personally, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? But they've all had their day in Milwaukee. They all have been stars in Milwaukee, right? But some of the guys that we've been talking about, right? We've for sure been talking about Bobby Portis' defense, right? Even some of his offense, as good as he can be offensively, he does tend to dribble the ball out of the air out of the ball and be a bit of a ball stopper. Now, I didn't have as much of a problem with that previously if there's no one else that's going to score regularly off the bench, and I think that was a function of the
Scales.
coaching. Bobby, we need you.
What up,
Salute.
Scales? What up, Scales?
Bobby, we need you to be our number one option offensively. So I didn't have a problem with Bobby offensively. My problem with Bobby was
Defense.
defensively,
Right.
right? We had an issue with Chris Middleton's body breaking down. We knew what he could do at his best. We just weren't seeing it. It was hard to watch. And even if you're not going to move on from Brook Lopez, we need someone who can back him up at the very least
Least, yeah.
to cut his minutes so that maybe we can get the best out of him like we did the other night. Brook Lopez with some rest can still do it. It's just that it's so quickly, like that battery just gets depleted so quickly. And then you see the first half, Brook, which I was done with. Those were the things that we were complaining about all season long. We get to this point, we have someone that can hold together our second unit and actually make use of these specialists that we have, because without that person bringing them together, no one was running that offense. That's why when we went to small ball, it was terrible. The coaches arguing about it or complaining about it. The
Yeah.
players are complaining about it. We had no. All of a sudden, our second unit, it's almost like we're a different, completely different Milwaukee Bucks team when Kevin Porter Jr. comes on with that lineup. We're a different squad. This is like
Our
kind of
second
taking
unit
it
is
back.
damn near as strong as our first unit with KPJ. No disrespect, but our
It,
second unit is extremely strong now. It's one of the strengths of our teams. Now our bench is a strength now with Kevin Porter Jr.
because of how well it fits together, right? Our first unit, for that matter, has gone jumbo. Now, I think you could take Torian Prince out, and Torian Prince needs to prove he needs to get those minutes back because I'm kind of
He's
falling.
going through a little bit of a stretch. I
I'm
agree.
I'm I'm not but who comes in for him? I'm not sure yet. But I'm not really feeling Torian Prince. But you get Kevin Porter Jr. for Marjon Beauchamp,
That's
which
a steal.
is the I mean, it's right up there with heist of the century. That's like
Right.
Black Mass, Run Your Jewels, kind of like, you know what I
I
mean?
would
Like
want
we
to say
came.
no mask. Just ran up and took it. No mask. No mask. This was just straight. Yeah, we took it.
No, we
That needs to
slid
be
the,
more of a story.
we
I
slid
think
the
in the
note.
coming days, when it
You know how
comes to
they
the
slide the
national
note
media,
in the bank robbery?
Yeah,
right,
like man,
right,
Yeah, we slid the
right.
note.
he
I
said we
think in the
slid the
coming
note.
days,
He slid the note.
I think in the coming days, that's going to be like more of a story on the national level. Like,
Right.
what would the Clippers think? What maybe I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend like I know. I don't get it, but I'm happy that we got him. So be it. We have someone who can give Brook minutes and keep Brook fresh. It's up to the coach now to trust that a little bit more. You are not going to get offense that's not hand fed to Sims. That's okay. That
Right.
brother is moving his feet out on
Feet.
the perimeter in ways that we have not seen from a big outside of Giannis, and I can't remember how long because it's been Giannis, Bobby,
Giannis.
Brook.
Giannis.
Brook cannot
Right.
move his feet out on the perimeter. Bobby cannot move his feet out on the perimeter. Giannis can, but if Giannis is doing it, Giannis is going to be sapped and his offense is going to be shaky and whatnot. You
Right.
have someone who can buy Brook minutes. That's the other upgrade. Now you have Kyle Kuzma, who makes our lineup jumbo, right? And so we can actually go in and bully teams completely, not just in the post, but can completely bully teams when it comes to size. It's a different squad. With that, I yield the mic to the great Scales. Let me hear what you got to say, man.
Go ahead. What up, Scales?
I just came here to bask in my GM calling with
He
KGP. I to
came on here
bask
to
in that.
style.
You know,
He came on here
Wow.
to style.
I'm wearing that for the I'm wearing that for the rest of the foregone future. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, you called it.
I see a contract extension in this young man's future.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I had a lot of people the day of the trade, including one of our well, I don't consider him our fragile Barrett.
Right.
But the one time I tuned into Barrett's show was the day of the trade, right? And he was highly upset about the Chris Middleton trade, and he told me I was wrong about Beauchamp and Porter. But he did. I'll give him this. He wrote me back like 2 days later after Porter's first two games and was like, "No, you might be right about Porter." And
Hey,
I'm
I
like,
respect that.
"Yeah, like, bro, we had no use of Beauchamp. He had played himself out of the rotation. We weren't using him. You know what I mean? And to lose AJ Johnson, we were upset about that. But to me, you get what AJ Johnson is probably going to be in 3 or 4 years. You
Right
get it
now.
right
Good
now.
point. Good
You
point
you
right there.
you get it right now with a guy with a point to prove. See, it's different when cats play with a chip on their shoulder. That's even what you're seeing from Kuzma right now. Kuzma
Facts.
got a bad rap in DC for taking that big contract, big deal. Him and Jordan Poole was out there kind of playing and just, goofing around out
Right.
there, which I felt like was a part of they didn't really have no vets. Now they got Malcolm Brogdon, they got Marcus Smart, they got Chris Middleton. So now they're trying to bring some veterans into the locker room. But that can happen when you got a bunch of kids and no veteran leadership and they're not winning any games. If
You
you
put
paying me $40 million a season, I'm taking all the shots too. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at Kuzma. I come here with
Right.
a ring, and I'm the highest paid dude in the locker room. I'm taking all the shots. But now in the role that he's in, to Dr. Smith's point and Mr. Cool's, it gives us guys like Gary Trent Jr. can score, but you kind of got to get him to rock for him to score. Somebody got to set up, pick and pop. You know what I mean?
Right,
Catch and shoot,
right.
or he
He's
might
not a
catch up
creator. He's not a creator.
yeah, go shoot a floater. Kuzma and KGP don't need an offense to go get a
Right.
bucket. They get a mismatch or they get a read. They're going on the read. They don't care what Dame or Giannis is doing. They're going on the read. And that's what we need, more read and react guys. A guy who was showing me good talent at that, I just think he needs more reps and minutes, is Ryan Rollins.
Yep.
He's a good read and react guy. That's why we liked him so much. Now, is it as good as KGP and Kuz? No, but he doesn't have as much experience as Kuz and KGP. Like, the thing about Kevin Porter, he was under the Cavs organization when he made that mistake, but that was the bad Cavs front office. That wasn't today's Cavs front office. If today's Cavs front office had a chance to keep him, they'd have just suspended him for 40 or 50 games and they'd have kept him on the roster. That old leadership that was running the Cavs organization just let him go for anything. Then he ended up in Houston. Remember, he killed in Houston. Then he ended up with the Clippers because Houston didn't want to pay him. You see what I'm saying? And Houston was coming into a situation where they couldn't find minutes for him, and you were going to have to pay him this summer. So then
Fair.
they moved him for Beauchamp, who, if he doesn't give you anything, it's not costing you nothing really.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? When
And
you got a
he
James
won't
Harden,
whine on the bench. He'll
exactly.
accept his role.
When I got a James Harden playing the best he's played probably in about 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
and we're in playoff contention with second apron and all of this type of stuff, I got to kind of bite the bullet on guys like Kevin Porter Jr. And then that's how a team like Milwaukee ends up with a player like that.
Yeah.
Because to Mr. Cool's point, this kid could run his own show.
Mm-hmm.
Like having him as your backup is a cheat code. It's like Peyton Pritchard in Boston.
Yep.
These
Facts.
kids could run their own
Right.
shows on other teams. They would be the lead guard. In Chicago right now, Kevin Porter Jr. will be their starting
What
point
was
guard.
we just talking about? We need a Lou Williams. We need that. We
was
have
just
that.
saying that before the trade deadline.
We have that. We have our Lou Will. We
Thank
have
you.
our Jamal Crawford. And to be
Thank you.
honest, he's more dynamic offensively because he can pass. Where Lou and Jamal Crawford was just a bucket. He can get buckets and get other people buckets. That's what makes Kevin Porter Jr. dynamic. Go ahead, Dr. Smith. What did you say, something, Dr. Smith?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, but he is like the first true combo guard that we've had in a while because
Facts.
he
Since
can
Brogdon,
very
since Brogdon,
easily,
we go give Brogdon his flowers.
Yeah,
since
since
Malcolm
Brogdon.
Brogdon.
right, because truthfully, like this, the question of who should be like the starting two guard, if we had someone that could really lead that second unit, he's your starting two guard.
Facts.
You saw what we did when he was on the lineup with the starters. He just ran out of gas. That's a tough team to beat.
I'm with you, Dr. Smith. I've been screaming since, and people who've been following this will know I've been saying, preaching this, to get another handler out there with Dame. I don't know if people saw that part of the fourth quarter where Kevin played those 3-4 minutes with Dame. Dame hit a three, and he got a layup while Kevin was out there on the floor. That's what I'm saying. When he played with C.J. McCollum, when
he
played
can play
with
off the ball because
Simons,
he trusts Kevin Porter Jr. to play off the ball like
and
CJ.
Dame coming off a
Facts.
screen is nasty. Like pick and pop Dame is scarier than Dame off the dribble.
The dribble,
50 footer. I don't know if people remember, Ajax got the rebound, pushed it full court, kicked it back to Dame at half court. Dame hit a half court three.
Gun right there, gun to three. Yeah.
Play off another guy who can handle and create for him. He does it well with Giannis, but Giannis was the only other guy before Kevin Porter Jr. who could create off the dribble on the floor for us. You see what I'm saying? So we didn't get to see much of that from Dame all year.
And do you also notice what Kevin? 1 second, I got you, Dr. Smith. All I want to say now, when Kevin Porter Jr. is in the game with Dame, there's no double teaming Dame.
Nope.
There is no full court press. It eliminates so much from the defense because you have two legit ball handlers on the team now. And I've been wanting to say it, but I needed to see a couple games before I start talking. Again, I gotta process the data. But as you see, when is the last time y'all seen Dame get pressed? With Kuzma and them on the floor, you can't do that. We don't got just all old men out there. It's young gunners out there, and they know it. So now defenses have to adjust to the new Bucks. So we need to be ready for when defenses adjust to the new Bucks, because I still don't think they. Go ahead.
You saw it. That play that he did to like I said, what he did to Duncan Robinson shook Miami. Because then they said, okay, well, we can't press. Because this boy will make you look bad. Like, you know what I mean? And so it wasn't just a move that was nasty.
I wasn't able to get on here after the last game. When he had a drive and dunk.
I mentioned that. Yeah.
Last game, too. Where he
so it changes your defense.
The thing with him, and Dr. Smith, you know about guards, it's the de-escalation of how he plays. Like, he can go from fast
to slow,
get the contact, and still finish. Like, that's dangerous at a guard when guards can do that, because Dame is good at doing that, but he's not as big as Kevin Porter Jr. See, it's more dangerous in a bigger package like Jamal Murray.
Right.
Like 6'3", 6'4", Russell Westbrook. And you can do that where you can eat that contact. Tyler Herro is learning how to do that now at his size, because he's that same size guard where you can eat that contact and then still finish. That makes you almost unguardable in today's NBA.
Everything about this brother, like I said, except for everything about what he does on the court is perfect, because he's sneaky big. So I'm seeing him go on Tyler.
We just need to temper ourselves a little bit, because we need to make sure we can re-sign him. That's what I'm scared about.
Yep.
Do we have enough money available to sign him?
There's a whole bunch of people that I would be like, thank you.
Did you know? because
I'm sorry.
I know we laughing, but to Dr. Smith's point, he feels a role that we needed.
Yeah.
Feel
Exactly.
like Sims does too, but Porter is more jumbo, as Dr. Smith likes to say. It's more jumbo with Kevin Porter Jr. because we didn't have that. Bro, the entire second unit, we literally got back in this game because this guy took 4 plays ISO and put us back in the game. Like, clear it out, watch out. Duncan Robinson's in front of me, bang, bang.
Peyton, I
Bro,
don't
like,
know
are
if
you serious?
Rollins is ready yet.
Yeah, I don't
No,
want to
I
see
don't
it.
know if Rollins is ready
Ready. I
yet.
don't
He
think he
could be
ready
that
yet.
guy that Dr. Smith is talking about, but I think it'll look better maybe when Bobby come back. But right now, it has to be Kevin Porter Jr.
Right.
and Gary Trent. It has to be those 2 guys leading that second unit, literally offensively.
I'm not
And
saying
that
Kevin
was the
Porter Jr. is on this player's level, but his herky jerky. I'm gonna say this name again. I'm not saying he on this level. I'm just saying some of his skills remind me of Stevie Franchise.
Yeah, it gives that. It's like a franchise mixed with James Harden.
Yeah.
That's what
You
it
get where
gives
I'm
you.
going because
Yeah.
Franchise had the handles. He could do the
Scales. I
mid
want to
range.
ask you real
can
quick.
I give you another one? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't step on your
Go
side.
ahead. Then we go to scales. Go ahead, Dr. Smith. Finish
I
your
was gonna
thought.
say for the basketball historians, for the historians, right? You know who was really good at making everyone play at his pace? Brandon Roy back in the day for the
Facts.
Oh
Trailblazers.
yeah,
Facts.
Brandon Roy.
Like
Oh, Brandon
I'm
Roy
gonna
was
just you gonna play
fire.
at my pace whether you want to or not, and he's
Facts.
similar to that.
I'm
Like you know what I mean?
back.
Like he's just
Oh,
the stop, start, stutter, step. Like you know what I mean? Like he's just similar. And we got him for Marjon, man. I can't believe that. That is nuts.
And
That
you
is
see the
nuts.
comments? Do you see the comments in the comment section? Now the whole tone of the chat is even different. We ain't scared of nobody now. You can
Yeah.
just see the people are starting to believe. They're seeing it now. You see the changes. You see the differences. You see the intensity level on this team. They believe now that they can do something. Look at Giannis. Giannis has been smiling way more than I've seen him in a
yeah,
long time. And
The
I'm not
whole
saying that in a
bench.
bad way. That I'm not being negative.
not
I'm just saying. His interactions on the sideline are a lot different than they were before. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Facts.
scales. I want to ask you a question. Do you believe that Bobby Portis getting suspended for 25 games was a blessing in disguise, or it was just an anomaly?
I think it is because to Mr. Cool's point, because basketball is a game of habits, especially in the NBA. They like to stick with what's
Shout
going and
out,
don't
Gray B.
fix nothing that's broke. Bobby is such a big part of running our second unit that Kevin Porter would be deferring to him. And you can't be mad at him because if you check the numbers, Bobby's one of the best 6 men in the NBA for the last 4 or 5 seasons.
Agreed.
And his numbers don't like go down. They stay at a steady pace for Bobby coming off the bench in the minutes that he play and the numbers and shooting splits that you get from him. But what I'm saying is I don't know if you change a game by throwing it into Bobby in the post, the way Kevin was
Correct.
able to control and change the game today.
Hey,
I don't know if we get back in this game running the offense through Bobby to start the fourth quarter. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? Not
Yeah.
to say that Bobby
that,
ain't a bucket, because Bobby's a bucket, but it's the way that you control a game from the point guard position or the wing player position as opposed to feeding a guy in the post. You got to wait for him to jostle and get position, time steadily ticking off the shot clock, as opposed to Kevin. Kevin looks and says, I got Duncan Robinson in front of me with no help.
Yeah, I'm gonna cook.
Barbecue chicken season. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to
Yeah,
put him
it
on
was
roller
definitely
skates.
that. He said, "Clear
That's
out.
what it is.
I
I'm
Even
know.
murking it."
Holmgren had to call a timeout and throw the clipboard. I don't know if y'all seen that. Like, Kevin
Mm-hmm.
threw the live to Sims and they had to call a timeout. Like, I've seen enough. We got to
Right.
get Duncan off of this
That's
guy.
what I saw that. I
And
saw
that's
that.
Murking.
what you
Look,
want, man.
another question for you, real quick. Now, do you believe that Doc will have to make a decision once it's over? If the Bucks like have so many wins, we're like having, let's say like we like 20 games over at this point, and we like have so many wins, got so much chemistry. Do you believe that Doc has to make a decision with Bobby? Not saying that he's still gonna play, but Doc gonna be sitting like, look, I need you to not post up like this anymore. I need you to get the ball
Not.
going.
He's not
Pass
gonna do that.
guy. What do you
He's
think
not
gonna
gonna.
happen?
He not. He not.
He's not
They
gonna
gon'
do that.
they gon' this is the thing that I'm hoping for the best, and this is my point with Kevin Porter Jr. too coming into this franchise. It reminds me of 4 years ago when Bobby was on the market, and it was people telling me we shouldn't go after Bobby because he punched a teammate and
Right.
he's
Oh, that's
immature
a
and
great point. Yeah.
he does all of this stuff. And this guy's turned out to be
Oh,
phenomenal for us since he's been here. I mean, this year's been kind of shaky for him. House getting broken into, grandma, this PED thing. This is, but that's all hypotheticals. And I'll take 4 years of great Bobby for 1 year of tricky Bobby, but his numbers have
Right.
still been good this year. You get what I'm saying? It's not like his production has went down. He still shot the leather off the ball. He's still been Bobby. You know what I mean? But
Right.
at the end of the day, I just think that's the same way I look at Kevin Porter. Like, they're going to come into this system. Giannis is a good guy. Dame's good guys. We don't really. This isn't a going out type of city like that. This
Right.
isn't Miami, New York, Los Angeles, Houston, even. You know what I mean? It's not that type of town. I think those guys will be fine. But I do think when Bobby come back, we will be back relying on Bobby. But I think Bobby likes Kevin Porter enough, because I seen a little bit of that before Bobby went down, their chemistry a little bit, where I think he will defer to Kevin, where he will be telling Kevin, shoot that or go ISO right now, bro.
Right.
It's on you. I see that from Bobby. I don't see Bobby trying to take shots away from Kevin. I don't
I
see
can
that.
see that. I can see that. I got some people still in the green room, so we're gonna do
For sure.
round robins and I'm gonna tap them in.
Yeah.
What's your last words, Dr. Smith? We go to VP and end with Scales.
With the Bobby thing, I just wanted to kind of build off
Mm-hmm.
that and make my last statement, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he has too much cachet built up in Milwaukee to when he comes back, he's going to get his spot back, right? And I'm not even saying that he shouldn't get his spot back, because again, offensively, there are times when I looked at the previous second line, those guys can't always be relied on to create. They're specialists, catch, shoot guys or whatever. Bobby, for all that is worth, was a creator with his post package.
Yep.
Like I said before earlier, I wasn't mad at that. Where I would get frustrated with Bobby is that all that he was on offense, he was none of that on defense. So you had to like tread water with him because he was a complete zero on the defense, right? Enter someone like Sims, right? This is why I had to push back with the commentary on him when someone was saying that he was trash. We were not watching the same game.
No.
I saw some mistakes earlier, and then I saw a quick correction, and this dude was switching on everyone. What game were you watching, respectfully? He was switching 1 through 5 and staying with them and getting key rebounds and hanging with these guys. And he has enough bulk to not just get completely blown out of the camera shot, and he has enough size to go. I love this early returns that I got from someone who I didn't even expect to get off the bench. So I'm grading on a curve, right? Because he was almost a throwaway.
Back.
He's a throwaway, and he's saving or conserving Brook Lopez. If it's Bobby Portis, then Brook Lopez has to play more minutes tonight, and we get all of the Brook Lopez that we got in the first half. Brook Lopez was able to salvage some game because he was able to get some rest because Jericho Sims came and said, I'll get you some more minutes than you've been getting. Brook Lopez was playing I think the most minutes on this team.
Right.
Do you
Damn
think that's
near.
by coincidence? Bobby Portis can't defend anything. So Brook Lopez is like, can I finish my Gatorade? No, get back in there. All right. Like, you know what I mean?
Get back in there. It's crazy.
That's the value of Sims. Just Sims.
Yep.
Right? Kevin
Just
Porter Jr., we spent the entire chat talking about him, and we could probably spend the next chat talking about him. He's that good. There's a real conversation where I think the very best version of the Bucks has him as our 2 guard in the starting lineup. But because he brings that second lineup together so well, we have optionality. That's a real conversation. Kevin, you are one of our 4 best players. You're not one of our 5 best players. You're one of our 4 best players. But we need you to Ginobili it right now coming off the bench because we need you to pull those guys together. And you're going to be our
Now, I
bench
will
guy.
say this, just to piggyback off of that, is that if Gary Trent Jr. was more of a creator, he would be able to fill that void. If he's a shot maker, he's not a shot creator where he can dribble, create his own shot. Now, if he had that ability, I would say then Kevin Porter Jr. should be starting at 2 guard without a shadow of a doubt. But because he does not have that ability, you have to bring KPJ off the bench. But on the positive side, when Kevin Porter Jr. and Gary Trent come in the game, they click too. Gary Trent's
I said it in
numbers
the
are
last
up.
game.
Gary Trent numbers are up with
I said
KPJ.
it in the last
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Gary Trent, like the way he plays, there was no two man game with him.
Right.
With the other guys that we had, so
Yeah,
he was
correct.
kind of catch and shoot. He has a 2-man game. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's like Dame and CJ McCollum. No,
Right. No.
but
No.
there is a 2-man game going on between those guys. That to me is an unlocked portion of our offense because we didn't have it before. We have it now, right? Ryan Rollins is maybe not ready yet. Because
Right.
if that to build off what you were saying, I think if Ryan Rollins could more adequately run the second unit, then once again I say KPJ, come on in. Like
Right.
you know, you are the guy that we want as the 2 guard because
Right.
Torian Prince, right? But because we don't have an adequate backup just yet, you are our adequate backup, and we can carry Torian Prince or carry that 5th guy in our starting lineup and be okay. But without you right now in our second lineup looks like it did prior to the trade, which is just kind of loose and scattered. And we had one of the worst small lineups in basketball. Right now, we won the game on that stretch where where he said, "Give me the ball and I will create." And it's not just me just shooting and I'm doing everything and everybody just get out of my way. He was finding people and whatnot. But what he can do forces people to respond to him, and now we can get the ball to people like Sims and whatnot. I called him a poor man's Jalen Brunson in the previous chat. He
Yeah.
presents a similar problem,
Yep.
right? When you damage another team in the mid range that well, you force people to collapse. And if you're collapsing all of these other specialists that we have, your skills become more unlocked. If you're a 3-point shooter, how much more free is that 3-point shot if now the guy is 2 feet away from you versus being in your jersey because no one is afraid of the ball handler?
Cook,
You know
Dr.
what I
Smith.
mean?
Cook,
Yeah.
Dr.
Exactly.
Smith. Cook.
Exactly, right? But you want to stay on your shooters? Cool. You staying on your shooters means that I do to Duncan Robinson, I do that for the entire time that I'm out here. He was out there, I think the guy said 14 minutes, he had 11 points or something like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
That means he ate, ate, ate,
Yeah.
ate, ate the entire time he got.
Right.
You
He was
got
cooking. He had his
value
apron
out
on
of
the
his minutes.
whole time.
You got value out of his minutes. Value out of his minutes. We haven't had someone like that in a long time.
No, I agree. Hold on one second. We on you, VP, but I forgot my homie Curtis super chat. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat, Curtis. My bad, bro. We's in here cooking. Klay Thompson helped the Warriors get 4 rings, and I don't hear Warriors fans crying. Yo,
Good point.
yo.
I Mark, Aaron Rodgers. You don't see us. You don't see me up there crying about Aaron Rodgers. We have too late. Got rid of him. Get him out of here.
Right.
He over. All
So
right.
what's your Go ahead, get to your spiel. Go ahead.
Now it's just like I said, I think you remember TJ Ford we used to
Yeah.
have, and then before his terrible neck injury, that was the guy I remember that we had that reminds me of Karen Porter Jr. I just think that
That's interesting.
pushes the ball down the court, and like Giannis love him already. Yeah, Giannis looking at him like
He'll
I
be on
want
this team next year. It'll be just how much will it cost us. When
Facts.
Giannis is smiling like that, I already know what it is.
to.
You don't even got to talk about it no more. It's just how much will he sign for. The thing that will complicate it is, can we sign him and Gary Trent? Because I would like both of those players to come back, but I don't know if we can afford both of those players, Gary Trent and Kevin Porter Jr. I don't know.
I believe
Brook
we
money
could.
coming off.
But
Yeah, Brooke,
but
but that's 23, but they going to take 10 and 10, 10, 15 apiece. That's what I don't know. You see, right there you go. Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
right. Go ahead. It's on you, VP. Then we'll get the scales. Go ahead.
yeah, I just believe that this team right now, once you got those players, this is all on Doc. Doc has to make the right decisions, the right combination of players, and this is why my back of my back point with Bobby Portis not playing. Now he got to understand what these players can do. Now you can see what these players line up, what Sims can do, and once Bobby Portis come back, once you need Bobby on the court like a little bit, like 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, then you take him out, put Simmons in a little bit. Don't put Brook on there too much. It gotta be some games you can't start Brook. If you know he's going against a bass big, like if you're going against a bass big, just take Brook out for a game or two, get him a rest. When the last time Brook had a rest? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just they gotta realize, like, just gotta put these guys in because it's gonna be teams that are gonna try to still gonna try to run us down up and down the court. But once they realize real quick that they ain't gonna work anymore, then what else they gonna do? You know, I just feel like this team is just starting slowly gelling, and I can just all I keep thinking about is B Shack right now because he had
Shout
the
out
little
to
smile
B Shack.
face. He had the smile face like, well, I tell you, well, I tell you.
Shout out to
Well,
B Shack.
go
It's
go
on
go.
you, Scales. It's on you. I'm gonna get y'all up in here in a second. Go ahead, Scales.
No, I mean, I ain't gonna be long because I know you got people waiting or whatever. But like I said, man, I just came in here to gloat about Kevin Porter
You
Jr.
see,
because
this
I
is
call.
why I mess with Scales. Scales, he ain't gonna lie. He ain't gonna shoot. He gonna tell you the straight raw. Go
Hey
ahead,
man,
Scales. That's why you
you
my
know me, I'm
man
gonna
for
keep it
real. Go
gun.
ahead,
I'm gonna keep it
Scales.
all the way
But
100.
right, go ahead.
And also Dr. Smith and Bleacher Report, we got to remember this. We flipped the real right for Jericho Sims, man. So,
Oh
you
yeah,
know what I'm
that's a
saying? Like,
fact.
you got to remember we let go of right for Sims. So anything right gives me a screen, a foul, a rebound, a dirty look at somebody shooting a jump shot,
It's
anything
all positive.
pass
All
Giannis a towel is anything better than what Wright was giving us. So, you know what I
Yo,
mean?
shut
And
your voice down.
I'm with y'all though. I think all jokes aside, I just think Sims needs a little more, just more minutes.
Minutes,
I'm not
yeah.
expecting
ball. Come in
him to
ball.
look like a polished center. I think people are expecting him to look as polished as Brook looks. Brook has
Don't
played
take
as many years as LeBron James in the NBA, so Brook looks polished
Right,
out there. But what I did see today was Kellen Ware, a guy who killed us the last time we played the Heat, was minimized
Didn't.
because Sims is a big body and very athletic and was able to move around with that kid
facts.
tonight. So he minimized him a lot because that kid could have been an X factor to beat us today because Brooks' legs couldn't have kept up with that
Right,
young boy. So Sims is very important, especially with Bobby being gone. I think we will see more Sims, and even when Bobby comes back, to Bleacher Report's point, to keep Giannis and Brook fresh, you need to play Sims.
right.
Even when Bobby comes back, you need to play them together. I know it might look idiot basketball or crazy out there,
But
but
you got to for the minutes.
I'll take two guys with a hard head soldier mentality over two guys trying to overthink the game. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? So
Simplify.
Uh,
that's just really it for me, man.
Appreciate
Yeah.
y'all. Appreciate you. Dr. Smith, appreciate you. VP Scales, you already know what it is, bro. All right.
My brother.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
I'll holler at y'all. Appreciate y'all.
All right, all
Oh,
right.
Scales. All right, another instant classic live is occurring as we speak. Let me tap into homie CJ. What up? Gibson Nicholas. What up? Give me a second.
Peace to the panel.
Salute, salute,
What up?
salute.
What up? Hey,
Salute to
let me
CJ.
introduce to the bottom left. Hey, I made sure he was straight, boy, mommy, before I tapped him in. CJ in the
Oh
building.
yeah.
Hey, boy, mommy's like, make sure you check. Shout out to CJ. And then we got Mr. Bahamas in the bottom right. You know what I'm saying?
Salute,
Hey,
salute,
Mr.
salute to
Bahamas.
CJ.
What's
Salute.
good, Gibson?
Well, I can't say nothing much. I was watching that game, man. I was impressed. I am impressed. I am impressed with the Bucks are doing. The only thing is, what shocked me, everybody had New York up there. After I saw them blow from Cleveland and Boston today, I say they ain't ready. They still got more work to do, but we are the team to beat. We can beat them. So I ain't worrying about them. So Amber, Kevin Porter Jr., that's a steal. That's the steal of the field. Him and Kuzma, that's a steal. They got this team rolling. They got this team rolling. We rolling.
Hey,
We
CJ.
rolling.
Yeah. Go ahead,
They,
Gibson. I was looking
they
at some of
rolling.
these comments. They wilded out. Go ahead,
Then
Gibson.
Amber, they rolling with CJ, not with CJ, with Kevin Porter Jr. and Kuzma, and man, we playing with a different energy and different level right now. We got more. When I look at it, the team have more speed now. We get younger. We get younger. We get more faster. I love it, Amber. I love it. I love it. We
Yeah.
supposed to do that move long time. We supposed to make that move long time. So I give credit to the organization for making something special happen to try their best
You
to
did.
keep the Greek Creek in town for some more years. So I
All right.
appreciate that. So I ain't gonna take up too much of time. I ain't gonna let my CJ,
Yeah,
my
the
homie,
homie
cook.
CJ in the
I,
building. Yeah. Hey, Bucks Nation, y'all know
Hey,
we got
appreciate
a
it, Gibson.
long-time
Salute to
supporter of the
you.
pod. It's CJ. Go ahead, CJ. Cook.
Salute to you, Amir. I'm gonna try to be quick, but I don't know. I say that, but I keep going into detail. But I wanted to join the previous streams or the previous live streams from the past 3 games post the All Star break. I wanted to kind of wait, obviously, with the new trades,
Right.
mainly because I don't want to take one game and then make it a reaction.
You
I
like
want to
me, you
see
had to
more.
wait and let things settle. Let's see where it go before I say something. Go ahead, CJ. Right,
Pretty
go
much,
ahead.
pretty much. So I'm gonna say this. I think potentially leading into the playoffs, we may have, if Doc Rivers gets it right, we will have the best bench going into the playoffs.
That's an absolute fact.
fact.
And especially when Bobby
Exactly.
Portis comes back. I don't want to see Bobby Portis playing the 5. He can be very, very well with Sims coming off the bench because Sims will help him a lot on defense.
Right.
Because Sims is not somebody who's, you're going to give him the ball in the low post. Bobby is someone that you can literally give him the ball, and defenders got to live with him with the ball because they know Bobby's not going to pass the ball. That's the only issue on offense.
Right.
We don't have an issue with Bobby Portis putting the ball in the basket, but I know people have been talking about what we're going to do with Bobby. I just say we just got to add him on. Right now, he is suspended. We got to work with what we got on the bench. Get them ready. Get KP. Look, right at the moment, KPJ should not have 15 minutes.
Right.
That should not be a thing. I think KPJ right now has earned himself 20 minutes a game.
Facts.
He's earned himself that, and I think we may have some conversations, let alone this offseason, because look, I believe if we let go, maybe, well, obviously Brooke is going to go. Let's just say Pat is going to go and Bobby's going to go. That's more than 35 million off the books.
Right, true.
I'm assuming that's more than that, but
It's
I'm going
more
to
than that. It's
go
probably
at
closer
least
to a
35.
shade under 50, probably somewhere in there.
So we can use that to at least sign or extend somebody like Gary Trent or KPJ, but we'll
Right.
see because right now we got hungry players. We got hungry players,
Look at Gibson like,
way
yes, sir.
hungrier. We got Kuzma, who got something to prove because he coming from a bum Washington
Mhm.
team who just, I don't know what's going on with him. And then you got KPJ, who's been dying to play.
Right. Just to play, get on the floor. Correct.
Mm-hmm. And so basically right now, a lot of teams in the East is going to look at us right now. And especially right now, what I've seen from the past 3 games is the little details. One, they are not going to be blitzing Dame no more. That is out. No more blitzing Dame. So including playoff time, you're not going to be seeing that many people going to be blitzing Dame because let's just say KPJ is in the game or Kuzma's in the game. We have people that can go to the basket, not just bring the ball up, but they can go to the basket if they bring the ball up the court. We don't have beforehand. We didn't have guys who was like efficient enough or mobile enough to move around traffic into the basket. KPJ is someone who can work his way, create inside the mid range or a floater. But now with Jericho, and this is something I'm going to ask Ymir and
Huh.
Gibson. Jericho Sims, is he a better screener than Bobby and Brooke?
Yes.
And he's a better roller.
Yes.
1,000. That is exactly what we needed. We just needed a big who can move. And on top of that, look, I don't care what anybody says. If you saw Jericho Sims play on the defensive side, I'm telling you, just imagine that was Brooke Lopez, bro. We would have lost this game. He was moving his feet.
Right. If it was Brooke and Bobby, this game would have been over, bro. Them at the same
Guards
time, it's
guards didn't
over.
know what to do when Sims was walking up to them on the perimeter because they never was used to us guarding players and can stay in front of them. Now we got players that can do it.
He's
And
talking.
so,
Hey, this is why the chat loves CJ. Go ahead. CJ got his apron on. Go ahead, CJ.
but it's because I said it before, Doc is going to be the issue. That's why I like the roster is fine. It's Doc got to find a way to put the rotations and the roster together. But right now, I think Giannis with his minutes restrictions, in my opinion, is helping.
And I'm explaining why. It's because I think it ruins the minutes from other players on the team when we're playing Giannis 40 minutes, Dame 30 something minutes, and then Brook Lopez like 30 something minutes as well. I mean, it's just not going to work. And on top of that, you're giving them more fatigue later on in the game. And more importantly, this minutes restriction is going to help Giannis leading up into the playoffs to where he can get healthy. He can get the
Right.
rest. He doesn't have to exert himself to where when playoff time hits, that's when we're going to give 100% of Giannis. And
I agree
so
with that.
I personally think the minutes restriction and unfortunate news with Bobby is gonna help this team
See,
get better
that's what see.
because we're gonna have to play Jericho Sims. We're
Right.
gonna have to play AJ Green. We're gonna have to play maybe Ryan Rollins a few minutes. We're gonna play Kuzma. We're just gonna give guys more opportunity and more time
Facts.
moving the ball. It's just right now, as long as we get the defensive schemes in order, that's it. We're set. With the offense right now, that what we have three and D specialists, and we have all around shot creators with Dame, Kuz, KPJ, and then when we need Giannis to dominate in the low post and in the paint, we got it.
No,
So
I
right,
agree.
right now, look, as much as Gibson, I've heard you. I just want to hear you apologize just a little bit to John Horst because I know you have been going crazy
Shout out
about
to
John Horst.
Australia.
But I will say, John Horst has came in clutch this free agency, or not this free agency, this trade deadline. In my opinion, John Horst, in my opinion, had the best trade deadline out of anybody because he took two players who, well, one of them sucked. The other one was never going to get any minutes nor
Right.
run. But he took two bums and replace him with two hungry, ready guys who's looking to play and is looking to put their names on themselves. And more importantly, KB's trade is trying to look for a contract because already he's just getting himself engaged. So he's gonna find a way to try and, somewhat make a career for the Bucks potentially.
Right.
But then we got Kuz who's also trying. Look, this game right here was not more of just a good win, but it's a good comfort win because it not only gets the Heat, who is a team that always have a good defensive scheme against
Right.
us, but this was a more important one.
We made Spo look like he was Doc.
Nah, Spose was frustrating because this is not the same team. We can move, we can run the ball, we can run up the break, we can throw lobs if
Right.
needed to.
We're way
It's
more
just
dynamic now. Before teams couldn't wait to come play us, but oh, we gonna cook, we gonna do this and that. Now they like, we gotta pay attention. These cats got a squad now. Post trade deadline Bucks is a whole different animal, pun intended.
and right now we need these wins. These wins is great because by the time we get into March, that's when we're gonna be going to get some real comp.
Right,
But
and
let alone
I
as long
know a
as we
lot of the chat keepers like complaining, talking about March, March, March. I've showed the schedule multiple times. Any wins that we can get now before that stretch will be greatly appreciated by the Milwaukee Bucks. Greatly appreciated because it's gonna be tough in March. I just want to prepare y'all mentally. We playing damn near every team we play in March is a solid team or playoff team. Damn near everyone. So I just want y'all to
mm,
be ready. That's about 2 weeks. It's about to get cracking. So we gonna see what we really made of. But I always say, steel sharpens steel. I'm actually happy we have that tough schedule because we get through that. That we'll be playoff ready. We'll be
yep,
playoff ready after March.
facts. Let alone this by far the most dynamic team. Even when we have Bud, this team is way more talented than the roster that we had with Coach Bud through
Yep,
2021 through
I
20
agree.
Yep.
through the previous years. It's way more athletic, way more faster, and way more younger. So right now, leading up to because I believe the next game we play, I believe Houston.
Yeah,
I'm
we play
pretty
the
sure we play
Rockets
Houston. So we
Tuesday.
play Houston, which is going to be a good game because Houston is young too. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a young explosive game. But only thing I have obviously there's maybe one issue, but this is the one issue that I will say we need to get it situated. Um, is what's his name? I think Torian Prince
Uh
because
huh.
look, Torian Prince is he's very shaky because don't get me wrong, he can come off the bench, but he's in a way similar to Ajax. I'm not saying like Ajax in terms of his offensive production because Ajax just doesn't have the
Right.
confidence to go ahead and put the ball in the basketball. I mean with TP, TP, if he's not getting hot most of the time, then sometimes he can just be running around the court,
He's
basically just
almost useless if he's not hitting his shots. He's just
pretty
kind
much
of
like he's
out
just
there.
out there for cardio. I
Right.
personally think as long as we keep the bench with KPJ, as long as we
Gary
keep the
Trent.
bench with like KPJ, Gary Trent Jr., AJ Green, and then with Bobby, I think we're bringing a whole bunch of scoring. I think with Damian Giannis with the starting lineup, we just need guys who can surround him that fill in the role that what we need him to do. But when the bench comes in, that's when the bench can take over the game because the benches that we have can be somewhat starters on other teams.
Yeah, true. True. That's fair.
But that's just it. I personally think we may have the best leading into the postseason. We're probably gonna have the best bench in the NBA, and that's where teams in the playoffs is gonna. I'm gonna call it right now. I think in bench production, we should not be getting dominated. There's no way we should be
There,
getting
that should never
dominated.
happen again. Like last year, the games the bench got 6 points. All that's dead now. That's all dead.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, all that's dead.
So pretty much right now it's a good win. Good, more importantly, it's a good win. But I think with the minutes restrictions, keep the minute restrictions on Giannis. That's just I
Yep.
would do that until the playoffs. Keep that. We haven't even got a Giannis Dame playoff with both of them on the court. What we need to do is just make sure we're getting the wins that we need and keep this brother Giannis on the court, and let
Right.
alone also, even though this out of topic, yo, Greek, stay away from Mariah, man. Your wife, man. Get on the basketball court, bud. I see you, bro. You over here trying to start a starting lineup, man.
Man.
Come on, we trying to win rings, bro. But other than that, I'm out of here. Amir, I'm
Oh,
gonna see you next week.
hold on. Let me Gibson take us home, Gibson, before I get back in this
Oh yeah.
comment section. Go ahead, Gibson.
Well, CJ,
Oh,
I
hold on, Gibson. Hold
very
on. Audio
appreciate.
messed up. What? Hold on, Gibson. Hold on. Go ahead, Gibson.
Well, CJ, I appreciate what you said. John was I give him my respect and I apologize for what I say. See, I had to say that what I say to make him do these moves. If he didn't do it, I said I was gonna say he need to
Facts.
be out of there, but he showed me that hey, they're capable of doing the moves they did. I appreciate what he did. And CJ, you touch on a lot of things. A lot of people shout you out in the chat for your basketball knowledge that you have. You know the game very well. I appreciate 100% of everything you said. I just would like to add a little 2 cents of what CJ said. With this team that we have now, I think that we could give any team a matchup that they wasn't expecting from this Bucks squad. A team like the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team like the Boston Celtics, and a team like the New York Knicks is wide. Don't forget now, Jaylen Brown stole Kevin Porter girls. So you know that anytime them two go at it, it could be like wildfire with war. So you should know that anytime them two buck, it could be like it's on. And someone in the chat was saying, oh, that Jaylen Brown is going to bring Kevin Porter Jr. I don't think
You
so, because
can't
if they
steal
want to,
nobody, girl. They for the streets. That's what's crazy to even say something like that if you're an NBA player. They for the streets. That's wild to even say that. Shout out to Kevin
so,
Porter Jr. and Jaylen
so
Brown. But yeah, that's
So
crazy.
remember the last time people need to go watch the last time Kevin Porter Jr. was on the Clippers and when Boston came to town. What happened? Kevin Porter was all over Jaylen Brown, making him take all type of tough shots, difficult shots. So that person in the chat, I want them to keep that same energy when the Milwaukee Bucks box the Boston Celtics in the playoff, and we want them to come in this chat to confess to what
Oh,
they said.
hold
That's
on one
all I
second,
got to
Gibson.
say.
Salute to the chat for getting us over 100 likes. Salute to the chat. Appreciate
So
y'all. Salute.
that's all I got to say. Salute to the chat. Salute to you, CJ. It's a pleasure having you on, Amber.
Right.
I salute you. The
Appreciate you.
city of the city of Wisconsin. We are coming. We are
Right.
coming.
Shout out to
Make
Mr.
your
Bahamas
spot.
and CJ. Appreciate
Yes,
y'all.
sir,
All right,
Gibson.
bro.
Salute to you, brother.
Salute. All right. Appreciate y'all. Man, this is hey man, we done had like 3 classic lives in a row. This is kind of crazy, y'all. Hey, we styling and profiling. Hey, in my Ric Flair voice. Woo! We the best. Woo! We the best. Hey, I told y'all. Y'all tapped into the right Bucks channel right here. Y'all see the education? happening in the chat and on the screen. Who else is doing it like us? What? The female, hey, the queens of the chat is on another level. Shout out to them. Tap in Brandon before we get up out of here. Hold on. Man, this is the best Bucks chat on YouTube, best Bucks podcast, hands down. I'm not even gonna argue with nobody. It is what it is. What up, Brandon? Go ahead, take us home. Tell me how you feel about today's game, bro.
What's up, my brother? Danny, I couldn't come on. I couldn't tap in last night because I was partying last night.
It's all good. Let's talk about today, bro. It's all good. Go ahead.
So what's up, my brother Danny? What's up, y'all?
What up?
Good win tonight. Good win. Hey, I've been telling y'all what we have been saying. California Junior is that dude.
Yep, he is.
Because he probably the best
Yeah.
signing that we have. Because he PJ Tucker replaced me.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Yep.
Because now I've been noticing that we're going Dame don't get buzzing like that like he used to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked about that. Because now we got ball handlers and we got shot creators.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Also, I think we need to, like DJ said, and Skipper said, we need to shout out John Wood. We need to give him credit what credit he do. Because
we're giving him credit for righting his wrongs. He's the
yeah,
reason we are in this mess, and he's getting us out of the mess. So we're giving him credit for getting us or fighting to get out of the hole he dug us in. So yes, I'm gonna give him
right,
credit for that. That's a fact.
right,
You flip like Scales and everybody else and Gibson, everybody else been saying as far as giving Horace his credit and Dr. Smith as far as flipping right for Sims and then flipping Beauchamp for KPJ is a game changer. It's a game changer. It's a game
and
changer.
also
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a shout out to my people. Salute to Daniel, Gibson, DJ, Gail,
Right.
Todd Smith, Mr. Cool, the Queen, the Jack, Boy
Facts.
Mommy, everybody. Hey, and to you, Am. Hey, this is the Buck podcast I haven't been on
I
since.
appreciate that. Shout out to Brandon. I appreciate that, bro. Hey, I
Hey,
told y'all I'm coming for the
I
crown, bro. We coming for the
know why?
crown. This
Know
community
why?
is the best, and we gonna make them know it.
This is right. This is one of the best communities that we're building around here. Boy,
Brandon cooking.
we support this team no matter what. Of course, we're gonna have some bucking bruises down the road. Of course, we're gonna have some bucking bruises
Right.
come play time. Yeah, but this team, I'm telling you right now, on paper, this team had a chance to get through that ceiling.
Right.
You know why? We can match up against anybody in the East. Anybody.
We just need to be
Because
healthy for the playoffs.
people
That's
have
it.
thought if people come into Fiserv Forum, think about it sweet. It ain't sweet. It ain't sweet.
It
It
ain't
ain't sweet.
sweet. There we go, my man Brandon. Right.
This is the house that Giannis built.
There it is. There it is. Appreciate you, Brandon.
Also, 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 I'm playing it right now. California Junior and Kuzma. Now you see Kyle Kuzma is happy now. This is what I'm gonna say about these Johnny friends. As soon Kyle, we don't know. As soon we made the trade for Kyle Kuzma, yeah, y'all need to order your application. Because now Kyle Kuzma is happy. Now Kyle Kuzma found a home. He got engaged. What do you think? What do you think you want to do? You want to win a championship. Think about California here. You want to win a championship. Thinking that mentality in Milwaukee, oh, we definitely gonna turn up. We definitely gonna turn up the heat. Because now it's up to Doc to find find that rotation.
Right.
Also, put it this way, that two-man game with Damian Giannis, it's gonna be definitely come
Right.
playoff time.
No, I feel you on that. No,
Also,
that's what I can't. Go ahead, Brandon.
also, we want we want them to play more minutes. Because you know why? Because that way Brook don't have to play more than 40 minutes. So that way Brook can rest, his point, and that way Sam can play his minutes.
Right.
So once Bobby come back in the mix, we need to have that discussion that if, if Bobby go start being a ball hog or black hole,
Mm-hmm.
because I think I like I said, California Junior and Bobby feed each other, feed off each other very well. And we got good bench.
Right.
No matter what. We got good bench. Last year, our bench was horrible.
Right.
Last year. But our bench go pick us up going in the playoff. It 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 it's GG. GG. No, like I said, we need to pick that firepower off the bench. That includes AJ Green, Gage Jr., and California Jr.
Uh-huh.
I think we need to get some time to TP. You know we coming off the injury, but
Hey, you got a lot going on in the background, Brandon. Go ahead,
oh
bro.
no,
Go ahead. Just finish up real quick, Brandon. You got a lot going on in the
I
background. Go ahead.
I they, they don't play till Tuesday. Let's keep stacking these wins.
Right.
Once March come around, then we know what we made up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Got you. Hey, Brandon, we
Take it
gotta
one
wrap it.
game at
Yeah,
a
we
time,
got
y'all.
yeah, go ahead.
Take it one game at a time.
Right.
I'm out here. I see y'all Tuesday.
All right, appreciate you. All right, Brandon. Yeah, Brandon. There's a lot going on. Sound like a daycare over there, brother. I was like, well, you got to go back and handle business. Salute to Brandon. All right, friends and family, another instant classic live. We just keep coming with more and more exceptional content. Salute. I'm Amber. This is Amber's Logic, Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news live edition, where we just got done having an outstanding conversation in the chat and with the panel about the Milwaukee Bucks' hard-fought win at Fiserv Forum in front of friends and family. The house that Giannis built. The refs tried to take the win from us. My daughter said we will not lose today, and the Bucks did not, and they won 120 to 113. We're doing our thing now, y'all. Let's keep believing in this team. And I told y'all what was gonna happen after we got rid of certain people, didn't I? Y'all was on my helmet. We here now. Just sometimes y'all gotta take the emotions out of certain decisions and look at the big picture. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I look at stuff from a 40,000 foot view to kind of analyze what's gonna happen. I've been screaming. I was screaming from the rooftops. We need to add athleticism to this team. Now that we have the athleticism, look at the difference that has happened with this team. We went from being food to being feared. Now we're actually feared. You think teams want to come play this squad now with all this firepower we got going? No. And then on top of that, I know we've been giving KPJ and Kuzma a lot of We have Giannis and Dame still. We have Giannis and Dame. We probably have the best closer or top 5 closer in the NBA in Dame, and one of the most physical players in the NBA since Shaq and Giannis. If they can be healthy and the others can do their thing, I don't want to say too much, y'all. Y'all know what I want to say. I'm not gonna say it yet. Comment, like, subscribe, share the most electrifying content on YouTube. We back at it Tuesday. We go live after every Bucks game, or if something crazy happened, like with the Bobby suspension, we go live too. So hey, comment, like, subscribe, and share the electrifying content, y'all. And we also got the best intro and outro music too. Enjoy the outro music. Let's get it. Go.